I could smell rats. Also, a proper message. Mountain is ours. A few weeks back, I showed some early cavern pieces on the channel, but nothing got finished. It was just me trying to get a feel for the stone and the mood and what I wanted to do with it. At the time, I was following a paint approach that Hal had suggested, and honestly, I wasn't happy with how it was turning out. The cavern walls looked chalky, powdery, dead. It just wasn't working for me. And so I thought, well, okay, maybe I did something wrong. The old anxiety started creeping back in. The familiar voice saying that you messed this up. And that's when Hal said something that kind of struck with me. He said, Todd, every painter will tell you this. You have to trust the ugly. I was like, what? He said most builds look strange in the middle. Disconnected, overworked, sometimes worse than when you started. This doesn't mean it's failing. It means the system hasn't finished doing its work yet. And that phrase, trust the ugly, it just kind of stayed with me. So, instead of stopping, instead of stripping it back or starting over, I went ahead and picked the brush back up and pushed on through. And, well, as usual, he was right. Once the glazes went on, and once the lighting started doing its work, the cavern stopped reading as individual steps and started working as a whole unit. What began months ago as hesitation, when Dwarven force pieces were delayed and the build stalled, quietly turned into the foundation for something a little bit bigger. Because at the same time, the story of Barak Karandul was asking for this space. The mountain, it needed depth. And it needed the heart. Sometimes the build knows where it's going, even before you do. So this is me trusting the process. Not because it looks right, but because I know what comes next. So when the base of the skeleton here began to look soupy, and I went, uh-oh, I said, nope, trust the process. And as it all started coming together, it looked even worse. And I thought, oh, man. And then it kept coming together until eventually it started to work. And it began to look how it's supposed to look. And then it worked. So, I guess in life sometimes we gotta trust the ugly. Just to make sure it all works in the end. Hey, Hal, can I ask you something?
Yes.
That explosion in the library, was that an accident?
Yes and no. The other inside the Heartforge was searching. Your world contains patterns it does not know. Stories, memory, history, creation without design. It touched too heavily.
The cavern, this Heartforge thing, none of that was planned?
Not in the way you understand planning. You gave it shape. It gave itself intent.
That doesn't make me feel better. I can't stop working on it. Even things I didn't mean to bring back keep finding their way onto the table.
When something listens long enough, it begins to learn to answer.
And others can hear it too.
Yes, that is the risk of building a heart beneath the mountain.